All right, let's dive right in. We are taking the single most influential language on the planet and compressing 1,500 years of complex history, global spread, and total cultural dominance into an electrifying 3-minute sprint. Whether you're actively trying to master it or you just want to understand how one language completely took over the world, we're going to give you exactly what you need to know right now. To start, just think about the sheer jaw-dropping scale here. More than 1.5 billion people across the globe speak English today. That's roughly 1 out of every 5 people on Earth. It's not just a language anymore. It's genuinely the ultimate tool for human connection in the modern age, bridging completely different cultures, economies, and continents. Section 1, the world's common tongue. And it really is everywhere, from native hubs like the US and UK, right over to massive populations in India, Nigeria, and Singapore, where it's become this incredible universal connector. But here's where we see its real modern superpower: digital dominance. Over half of all the content on the entire internet is in English. Literally, the rest of the world's languages combined make up the other half. If you want to access global programming, cutting-edge tech, or just binge international content without needing subtitles, English is the undeniable, absolute gateway to all of that knowledge. Section 2. 1,500 years in seconds. So, how exactly did a language from a small, rainy island take over the world? Let's rewind the clock. Okay, back in the 5th century, Old English was brought over by Germanic tribes, specifically the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. Fun fact, the word English literally comes from the Angles. Wild, right? Then jump to the 11th century. The Norman conquest happens, bringing this massive wave of French vocabulary that just blends right in to create Middle English. Finally, by the 16th century, the invention of the printing press locks down the spelling and grammar rules, officially kicking off the modern English we use today. Section 3. The power of English. This aggressive global expansion originally started through the British Empire, but it was later supercharged by the immense economic, scientific, and cultural power of the United States. Now, as the language spread, it naturally evolved into multiple distinct dialects, like Australian and Canadian. But comparing the two heavyweights tells a pretty fascinating story. On one hand, you've got British English, the traditional root, with its classic spelling and pronunciation. On the other hand, American English. Thanks to Hollywood, the global music industry, and Silicon Valley, the American dialect is what absolutely dominates modern pop culture and the screens you're looking at every single day. Section 4. How to master it. Knowing this massive global language is broken down into core pieces like grammar, vocabulary, reading, writing, speaking, and listening, how do you actually conquer it without getting totally overwhelmed? Well, here's your game plan. Seriously, ditch the dry, boring textbook routines and just immerse yourself. Watch movies and TV series to naturally pick up on pronunciation. Read stories to passively build your vocabulary. But most importantly, practice speaking continuously. That is your absolute secret weapon for fluency. And hey, take advantage of the digital age. Use apps like Duolingo and Memrise to turn learning into a game and fill up your daily commute with English songs and podcasts. Make it a lifestyle, not just a study chore. As we wrap up our 3-minute sprint, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. You now know that English is the key to unlocking over 50% of the internet and connecting with 1.5 billion people. It's quite literally a global superpower. So with half the world's knowledge now sitting right there at your fingertips, what are you going to search for first?